The body was swatted aside by the creaking door, and from behind it a monster appeared. Sacred bones and morbid trophies, glittering wards and charms, crude war paint and tattooed prayers. To the passengers he was a terrifying demon, chaos and death made manifest, inhuman and unstoppable as he crawled through the smoke and carnage, weapon in hand, anchoring himself with his feet and steering his body with strong, sinewy legs. His face chalky white, blood spattered, his eyes blackened, his hair braided into a mad serpent's nest, his grisly souvenirs and holy relics jingling softly, swaying weightless in the air as he searched. All who beheld him cowered before this terrible sight, cringing and flinching at every movement. All but Helgus. For Helgus could see through it all. There was no demon, just a man. A man guarded desperately from head to toe, for all of it was armor, all of it was fear. If the divine would not help him, perhaps his enemy would recoil from the proof of his kills. If his enemy would not relent, then perhaps some dark magic would intervene, woven into the beads he wore around his neck, or the little pouch of mystic herbs and ashes he kept close to his heart. And if all else failed, perhaps the lucky coin would come through once again, dented by bullet years ago, treasured for the salvation it had once afforded, in the hope that it might shield him one more time. Superstition dripped from him like cold sweat, but who could say that he was wrong? Hammer Jack. To other navies, to other clans, they were sometimes brave souls or lunatics, savages to fear or fearless warriors to respect. But this man had failed. It was his plight, his punishment, to go first through the door as many times as it took to regain his honor. Helgus didn't know him, didn't know his name or his so-called doom tally, the counting of his sin and penance, but she knew exactly what kind of crime he might have committed to earn himself this fate, for the list was surprisingly short, and cowardice was the root of everything upon it. Now, with every breach, he prayed for his own survival, not for the sake of life itself, but for the fear that he would die in disgrace, having never earned back his name. There was no greater motivation for such a man, and he would claw and bite his way through hell itself if absolution awaited him on the other side. Perhaps, then, he was a demon after all. His pistol scanned the room, the darkness of its barrel like a beady eye gazing at one petrified face after another as he searched the haze, squinting. When all his eyes met hers, they fixed upon her, and in silence he gestured to a silhouette behind. The gun remained, and she stared down its barrel. "Speak the words, or seal your fate," barked the silhouette.